president of Cool Runnings. I'm going into my second year of history because I did 1 year of law and then I switched to history.
Hi, I'm Charlie and I'm in my 4th year studying physics.
Hi, my name is Anna and I'm going into my 3rd year studying neuroscience.
Hi, I'm Laura and I am a 2nd year English student and I'm the run coordinator of Cool Runnings.
I'm Eleanor.
And I'm Freya.
I'm in 2nd year English.
I am in 2nd year law, somehow. Didn't think I'd make it.
And we're the welfare officers for Cool Runnings.
My name is Ollie. I'm the general sec for Cool Runnings and I study physics and I'm currently going into my 3rd year.
Hi, I'm Izzy. I study Maths with Finance and I will be in my 3rd and final year this September.
Hi, my name's Ellie. I'm in my 3rd and final year studying physics and I'm one of the social secs for Cool Runnings this year.
I'm Hannah. I'm a 3rd year and I study English Literature. I'm going to be your event secretary this year for Cool Runnings.
My name's Pazzy. I'm a 4th year physics student and I'm the technical officer of Cool Runnings.
My favourite running route in Exeter is running to Exmouth. It is a long run, it's about 12-13 miles. And the times I've done it, it has been horrendous wind, rain, etc. But what I like about the route is you can stop off like halfway to Topsham and then run back. But that's a great route if you're like ready for it. But apart from that, I just my daily run to the quay kind of thing. That's really nice. You can get some really scenic routes wherever you go in Exeter.
I really enjoy trail running, so my favourite route would have to be around Stoke Woods.
My favourite running route in Exeter would have to be running down to the quay and then along to Double Locks because it's so flat, it's so pretty along the river, and if I've got enough energy then it's nice to also go up to the bridge along to Topsham because that's just following the Estuary Trail, which is so nice.
My favourite running route that we've done in Exeter is probably Mincing Lake, or if it's muddy, Quayside.
I like to run to the quay because it's really flat and I'm not a fan of hills, which Exeter is full of, so the quay all the way and you can run all the way to the beach. I've never done it, but you can.
I'd like to do that actually.
Yes.
I didn't know you could do that either.
It'd be a nice run, but
yeah, the quay's my favourite run as well, for the same reasons.
So my favourite route would have to be the run to Double Locks. It takes you through the quay, got some lovely scenery down there. I often treat myself to a cheeky cup of coffee.
My favourite running route in Exeter is running to campus, then down past the Impey to St David's, along the river to the quay, and then past Double Locks, looping back at the road and up through town home. It's probably my favourite route because I can add bits and cut bits out depending on what distance I want to run, and it's mostly downhill and flat apart from the ending.
My favourite route's got to be anywhere along the river. It's the classic answer, but just because it's so flat and so pretty.
I would say my favourite running route is running down to the quay and then along the canal to Double Locks and back because it's so pretty down there and it's really relaxing and good distance to run.
My favourite running route in Exeter is along the quay, so just down by St David's and then you run all the way along to the quay and then you can run like all the way down the river. It's super nice to do, particularly at sunset.
Just having that space away from uni stress, general stress of life, and just having that like 20 minutes, half an hour to just be with my thoughts and to just clear my head.
I think knowing how much better I feel after a run is the main thing that motivates me to go, but also just seeing my friends and good weather always helps as well.
I think what motivates me most to go for a run is knowing I'll feel so energised afterwards, and music also helps. Also knowing that I'm going to have some food at the end, which is always good.
My biggest motivation to run is the mental boost it gives me. It makes me a lot happier, makes me a lot calmer, makes me less stressed, and also see how far I can challenge myself.
when I'm with people, that motivates me, like running with friends is a big one. Other than that, I struggle to go on a run.
Yeah.
And that's why I like Cool Runnings.
I always feel like, I don't know, if I haven't done much exercise, I'll want to go for a run, and the thought of knowing I enjoy it.
Yeah.
And then also, again, if I've messaged a friend and we've agreed to go on a run, that will force me to go.
Absolutely.
So I don't be a flake.
So my motivation would have to be mainly a mental one. I enjoy running because it enables me to burn off any pent-up energy, and you know, doing a degree is quite a mentally taxing thing, so any opportunity to sort of let out any built-up stress is a good one.
Things that motivate me when running are doing it with other people. It's nice to have a commitment, go out in a group, discovering new places and new sights. Nice weather, it's nice to pop out in the sunshine. What's worked best for me is having a goal, so running, for example, Exeter 10k or half marathon. That's kept my motivation up and constant because I felt like I was working towards something, but it's always nice to just enjoy a run.
My motivation to go for a run is definitely get some fresh air, clear your head, and the satisfaction of seeing the progress that you're making.
What motivated me to run, I picked it up the most probably during lockdown as a way to escape the house and escape my family and just be alone and have some time to zone out. Because when you plug your music in and you just look around, if you've got some nice scenery, it's a really nice way to zone out and a good way to like have some mindfulness.
The thing that motivates me to go for a run is often I can feel quite sort of tired and I'm just sort of like feeling a little bit lazy, and I kind of want like a nice sort of boost of energy. Like I know that I will get that whenever I go for a run, so it just always makes me feel a lot better. I don't have to really worry about too much exercise for the rest of the day really, so it's great.
I think the best run I've ever done, everyone on committee and in the society will know, I would say, it was the New York Marathon. It was stunning, but to be honest, I think that all the runs I've done, all the races have been really fun, like Exeter 10k, Exeter half. And I think even in like the post-COVID world, I've done quite a few virtual races, which are really fun because you can still do like fundraising for them. You can still kind of like document them and speak to people who've done the same kind of race or challenge. And I think obviously in the post-COVID world where we won't have as many in-person events and opportunities, we can still kind of hold on to that community atmosphere using social media, using like videos, blogs. So I think even without in-person events, we will still be able to hold on to our like the race buzz.
My favourite race would have to be the Exeter Epic 10k earlier this year, as it was my first proper run with Cool Runnings. It's great fun.
My favourite race would have to be the Bath Half, which should probably be my worst race as it was really bad weather. We actually broke down on the way there, so thought we were going to actually miss the race. So it all started really badly, but then ended up being such a successful day. I was really happy with my time as well. So yeah, Bath Half would have to be my favourite.
My favourite race I've done is the only one I've done, which is the Exeter City 10k. The atmosphere was brilliant, it was really good a day, and it makes me want to do more when the time is right.
Probably the first time I ran 10k was like a big moment. It took me well over an hour. It was the heat of the summer, it was like 30 degrees, it was awful. But just the feeling of like, I've done it.
Completion.
Yeah, so yeah, what about you?
I have never actually done a race yet.
Oh, we'll do on the show.
Yeah, we will.
So my favourite run would have to be the Bath Half Marathon that I did in March 2020. That was an amazing experience. I mean, I never thought I'd be able to do a run like that before, but you know, I couldn't have asked for a better group to do it with than the Cool Runnings group.
My favourite race has to be the Bath Half Marathon, purely because I'd never done anything of such a scale before. I'd only done the Exeter 10k, which is a bit smaller. So the atmosphere was amazing to experience that and be part of a huge event, and also taking it on with fellow cool runners as well. It's yeah, definitely a great one to remember for me.
I mean, it's got to be the one park run I did like 3 years ago. Yeah, I don't really race.
I never run a proper race, but I did a colour run a few years ago, which was quite a lot of fun.
My favourite and only race was the Exeter 10k back in February this year. It was really nice. It was my first race. The weather wasn't too hot or anything, and I actually got a very surprisingly okay time.
Oh, my toughest race was I did a quarter marathon on New Year's Day. It was tough, number one, because the weather was awful and I had no idea what to wear, and number two, because it was just so hilly. My knees were out of it for like a month, so it wasn't worth going, like trying so hard. But it was just so hilly, like you turned a corner and it was just another hill. But yeah, it was fun, but it was very tough.
My toughest run, I think, was the 2019 Bristol Half, as it was my first ever half marathon, and also I wasn't particularly prepared.
My toughest run would probably be the 26k that I did for the 2.6 challenge. It was just the furthest I've ever run before, and also it's really hilly around where I live, so it was quite tough, but I really enjoyed it still. But again, yeah, that'll probably be my toughest run.
The toughest run I've ever done is Cullerton Park Run, which isn't so far outside of Exeter. Although it's lovely there, it was very hilly and very muddy, which made it quite hard work to complete.
That blue run we did with Emma.
Oh god.
Yeah, that was Emma, we could not keep up.
No.
It was
Agreed.
yeah,
That
but
was
it
the
was
hardest.
it was a good run though. It pushed us, but it was really hard.
It pushed us and it killed us.
The toughest run ever would have to be, again, the Bath Half. That was really quite a taxing run. Amazing experience, but every mile just seemed to be longer than the last, and yeah, it was quite an experience.
Toughest ever run. For me, the first 10-15 minutes of any long run can often be quite tough. But it would probably have to be one where it started. It was raining and I thought, oh, it's only light, it'll be fine. And then when I was halfway through, quite far away from home, it started hailing. And yeah.
Toughest run I've done has to be a run around Mincing Lake Park that I did in the middle of the heat wave this summer. And Mincing Lake Park is probably the hilliest park in Exeter, and it was boiling hot and the odds were just against me. It was tough.
My toughest run so far was probably a few weeks ago when I was doing a 12k in Exeter by the canals, and I tripped over in front of some old ladies and scraped my knees, and then had to run all the way back to town with blood all over my legs and everyone was staring at me. So that was probably my toughest run.
It was in first year when it was night time and it was the middle of winter, and I was running down Cardiac Hill to Burke's Grange Village, and I just remember that being a very terrifying experience, really.
Running makes me feel better because it just gives me space to think, and it's kind of, when you're running, you're just focusing on your breath, like your form, and it's just that space away from the daily stresses of life. So it does make me feel better, and then I come home and then I realise I still have uni work to do. But, you know, it feels that little bit better because you've got that little injection of endorphins.
Running helps me feel better, as I always feel a bit more mentally energised afterwards. If I'm going on my own, it gives me time and space to think. Running with others is also really nice to catch up and socialise a bit.
So running has made me feel better in so many ways, especially during uni when it can be a little bit stressful. It's a good way to keep fit, and I just always feel really happy. I get all the endorphins after a run.
I found that running has had such a large impact on my mental health. Running has helped to reduce my stress levels, made me calmer, made me happier, just give me a better outlook on life. Additionally, I love the feeling of accomplishment you get after you finish a run or a race, especially like a 10k or a park. It shows that you're much more capable of running than you think. It also gives you a much needed boost of confidence afterwards.
It just makes, I don't know, like all the endorphins just makes you feel happy. You make you feel like you've accomplished something, and it reminds you that like you can do it. Because normally before I go on a run, I just think like I'm gonna feel awful, but then you do it and you always enjoy it. So
Yeah.
what about you?
I'd say mental relief, you know, if you're feeling anxious or stressed, a run really makes you feel better. And the sense of unity with other runners as well.
Absolutely.
For me, it just makes me feel a lot more relaxed and, you know, in control, like getting rid of that stress.
Running makes me feel better at the end of it, when you've got the runner's high, the endorphins. That's always a great feeling, having accomplished it. But also enjoying the run itself. It's nice to get a bit of space, clear your head for a short while, and when you come back feel really refreshed and you can get on with whatever you're doing. And it can also, if you're committed to training, it can also help on a hangover as well.
Running definitely makes me feel better, both physically and mentally. It gets your blood pumping, gets those endorphins going, and I don't know, there's something just about listening to a good playlist and just going out into the fresh air and clearing your head that just sets you up for a good day.
Running makes me feel better because it makes me feel a lot more energised and productive throughout the day. And if I run in the morning, I feel like I've ticked something off and I've achieved something on my day, even though it's only like 12 o'clock.
Running makes me feel better because it sort of makes my brain work a bit quicker. It just sort of makes me feel a lot more energised, and I just feel very happy after I've been out for a run, really. I feel like I've done my body quite a bit of good, and it's just a great experience, just an all-round positive effect, really.
What I like most about Cool Runnings, as a freshman first year and now as president, is just that kind of it's so inclusive. We're just chill people. It's in the name, cool. We're pretty cool people. And I just kind of like, if you've never really run before, come along. If you like to do an Ironman, come along. We're all kind of just there for a good time, and we're not just there for running as well. We're there for, you know, a coffee, just a chat. It's just a nice space to be in, uncompetitive and away from the daily stresses of uni life and just life.
The thing I enjoy the most about Cool Runnings has to be the people and the great community spirit.
So Cool Runnings has been so amazing during uni for me. I love how casual, how chill it is. Whatever ability you are, you can choose whatever pace and whatever distance you want to do. And there's no pressure at all, it's just all really friendly. I also love how many socials we get as well. So every week there's always a cafe stop or always a bit of free cake and coffee going around.
I really enjoy the social aspects of Cool Runnings. There is such a warm and welcoming community spirit that's there. Every time you go for a run or go to a social, there's always someone to talk to and someone to get to know. Last year this helped enormously with the transition from sixth form life to university.
I just love the community. I love running with people. I love meeting people. And everyone is so lovely. I love the friends.
Yeah, everyone is so nice. It's just lovely and it's fun and it's not competitive.
No,
it's
absolutely
all
not.
friendly.
For me, it'd have to be the amazing people I can run with and meet, and you know, they're the most lovely group I've ever met, and you know, there's just so many routes, and it's so much nicer to like run with people and like share that experience.
What I enjoy most about Cool Runnings is just the community feel. It's a relaxing, welcoming, non-competitive society. So for me, I'd never really properly ran before uni, maybe done like 2 or 3 runs. So for me, it's allowed me to meet new people and develop my running and enjoy it more. But also feel part of a community without it being too competitive. You don't have to attend everything, you can come and go as you please and work the society how it works for you.
So I joined Cool Runnings in September last year, and the first thing I noticed was how sociable and how inclusive it is, and just it's a positive atmosphere. Everyone's really encouraging, everyone's so friendly, and it's not just about running. We do so much other things. We do a lot of like runs around town and then go to a cafe, and there's a Christmas dinner, and we always have an AGM at the end of the year, and there's just so much to get involved with, and I just loved it.
The thing I enjoyed the most about Cool Runnings is I think it's a great way to meet new people and do fun activities with people that you have stuff in common with already. I found it really easy to make friends in Cool Runnings. I think because it's such a close-knit community and like everyone's so motivated and enthusiastic, it makes you more motivated to run yourself because you see everyone else setting a good example around you. So I found it a good way to get into running because I hadn't run for a few years, but they've really like supported me and they give good advice if you need anything or you have any problems or you want any tips.
I enjoy Cool Runnings because it's the social aspect really like helps me, you know, be able to go for a run. It's nice to sort of go at a leisurely pace and be able to have like a chat with people who are also running. And also the socials that we do afterwards are great fun as well. Just sitting like and, you know, chilling and, you know, having felt like you've earned some kind of like nourishment after having a run is a very good feeling.
If I could give some advice to anyone just starting out running, well, don't do what I did and go from doing nothing to signing up to like marathons and things. But genuinely, rest days are important. Invest in a good yoga mat. You can get bamboo ones now for £12. Invest in a foam roller. And then one of the best pieces of advice that one of my best friends gave me was, as soon as you just feel like a little pain, like a little bit of an injury coming along, rest it, ice it, and wait till it feels 100% better.
Advice for people starting out running would be the Couch to 5K programme is really good fun and a great way to get into it. But to be honest, just stick on your trainers, even if it's mostly walking. The main thing is just to have a bit of fun with it.
So for anyone wanting to start running, I would suggest don't put too much pressure on yourself to start with. It's not really about pace or speed or distance, it's about enjoying the run. So if you want to walk, then walk. If you want to stop at a cafe, then do that. But I say, just don't feel like you have to force yourself to go, just enjoy it.
The piece of advice I would give to new runners is to start small and be persistent. I would start with run and walk, as every runner does, and work your way up from there. And you'll be there in no time.
Ooh, I'd say gradually build up.
Yeah.
Like, it always motivates me, like, if I start with 1k and then I get to 2k and then 3, whereas, like, if I just start with 5, then I die. Gradually building up, I find more motivating.
Yeah. I would say persevere. Perseverance, like,
Yep, absolutely.
tell yourself you
Big
can
one.
do it, keep going.
Yeah.
Definitely try hard to make friends, because that helps
Yeah,
you.
it really helps with
That helps motivate
motivation.
you as well.
So my main advice would be don't push yourself too hard too early. I'm guilty of this, where if I've stopped running for a while and I've kind of lost the ability, like my stamina and stuff, if I push myself too hard, I get discouraged and I just feel awful. Your body won't thank you. So it's important just to keep at it, but gradually build up. Like, don't start like too hard.
My advice for people starting running would simply be just enjoy it. That's the whole point you're doing it for, the enjoyment, the fun of it. You don't have to do something you hate. Don't compare yourself to other people. Don't get stressed out about distances, times. If you run out and do the run that you set to do, you should be proud of that and enjoy that, rather than worrying about, oh, could I have gone further, could I have gone faster. At the end of the day, you run to have fun, and the numbers can sometimes be a bonus. So yeah, just enjoy it and don't get too het up with distances.
My advice to people starting out with running would be don't go too hard too fast. Get a good playlist, that helps massively. Interval training really helped me when I was starting out, because it just improves your fitness so quickly, and it's just, I find, way more fun than just running for miles with no end in sight. And join cool runs.
My best advice to people who've just started running would be not to push yourself too hard and go too far too soon. I think the best way to do it is start with short distances of 2km, 3km maybe, once or twice a week, and build your way up to those longer 5km and 10km distances, because I found myself, when I push myself too soon, too fast, it means that I'm not motivated to run for a few weeks after I've done a really long run, and then by that time you've lost the progress you've made. So that being in order to stick to it, I would say start with short distances.
If you're just starting out doing running, I very much recommend that you ignore any sort of statistics regarding running. So like, don't look at Strava pace, don't try and compare yourself to people who've been running for a longer period of time. Know that like, if you keep going with it, then you'll definitely get better over time. So just maybe like hold off on Strava for a bit, because I know Strava can be a little bit competitive.
So that's my Q&A. Once again, my name is Ollie, and I look forward to seeing all our new members and old members alike in September. Right, bye guys.
Thank you for watching.
Hopefully see you at some events.